We can talk about something. The reason that we are here, Team of the Week 8 is ready. TN, this is where we find out if our predictions were right, and we can take a look at how your next week is shaping up in the world of FIFA. Let's take a look at it. Here it is. Ooh, let's get a round of applause.
Yeah, let's
Shamichael, we called it. Shamichael is in there, but TN, just as you glance over this and rattle through each of the players, we see Trippier in there as well that we didn't call out. Talk through who we're seeing.
So, I don't want to be that guy, but obviously my predictions, two of them that I can see right now are right. We have the likes of Gabriel, top of the league, and Madison. So I'm happy with that. Salah, so you were right, and Salah looks like the main guy this week. So 92. That's really going to be good to see. We also have Hernandez. Now, Hernandez is one of those ones where he's really good on FIFA. Like, I don't think I can underestimate how good he is. What makes him so good? Do you know what it is? I think it's because he's left-footed. Obviously, he's a left back, and he's built like he's quite stocky. So it almost feels like a third centre back. Yeah. And obviously he's rapid as well. As you can see, he's got 94 pace. So that plays a massive part as well. He's just really all-round great left back. He can go forward, can be solid defensively. So that's really good as well. We've got Trippier, who I'm surprised none of us actually mentioned him.
We should have called that.
He's been really good this season.
Newcastle have just been insane in general.
They've been really good, to be fair to them. So that's unreal. Diaby as well, like we mentioned as well. So he looks really good. 95 pace, 89 dribbling. That's going to be, I'm telling you now, a lot of people are going to be bringing him off the bench. Yeah. He's going to be going into a lot of people's teams. But my approach for Weekend League, now I got to get rank 1. I got to try and do the best that I can do, because this Team of the Week is really good. People are going to be going for that Hernandez. People are going to be going for that Gabriel, obviously. People are going to be going for that Salah, and people are going to be going for that Diaby. So it's a really good Team of the Week. There's some really strong figureheads. Trapp and Schmeichel as well. They go hand in hand as well. So yeah,
Icardi, bottom left there as well in 81.
Oh, I didn't even see that, you know. Yeah. That's the beauty of Team of the Week, bro. That's what I'm talking about. These are the players that you don't really pay attention to because obviously they're not in those main top five leagues. But this is what I'm talking about, man. Can I play a Weekend League now? I'm ready, man. This is it. You mentioned Salah, right? How much of a big impact can he make this week? Yeah, this is what I mentioned to you earlier. Like the first, when it's like almost like a habit now. I did it without realizing. So I saw Team of the Week and I'm like, cool, Salah, how does he go into my team? Yes. Does he fit into my team? How do I make it work? I'm like, okay, cool. Right now, in my team, I've got maybe Ronaldo and I've got Rashford, or I've got Van Dijk in defence. Van Dijk links to Salah. That's easy for me. So that's my first thought process. Now I know Salah can fit in my team. I want Salah. How am I going to go about getting Salah? Well, obviously, Team of the Week's just come out, so people pack him. He's going to be really expensive. Yes. So that's probably not a very likely option. Another option is to go through Weekend League. I could do Weekend League. There's obviously a chance I could get him there. Yeah, talk us through that. If anybody's watching this, they might not necessarily understand how you can get these players by taking that route. How do you do it? So, Weekend League, for anyone that doesn't know, I mean, everyone that plays FIFA should have some sort of idea. But if you play career mode or something else, basically, Weekend League, it runs from Friday to Sunday. You have 20 games to pretty much finish over the space of that span of time. So, about 20 games to play in 3 days. Not too difficult. Yep. And it's based on a ranking tier system. Rank 1 being the best, and then obviously unranked, but obviously you're going to play all 20 games. So you will find a rank eventually. It's 4 points for a win, 1 point for a loss. So you don't really lose out even if you do lose. And the aim is to just try and get the best rank possible within those 20 games. The better the rank you get, the better your rewards. And obviously if you want to try and get rank 1, because if you do get rank 1, you've got more likelihood of getting the likes of Salah, the likes of Diaby, and the likes of Hernandez. So I've got my plan ready. You got your plan. I'm ready, bro. Like, let's get it cracking. Jack, when you see the layers to this game in general, and why so many people are playing and looking out for Team of the Week, does it make you maybe want to dabble within it?
Oh, it does, definitely. I wish my Wi-Fi at home was working. But I like it as well, because it's, you know, it's vast array of players. It's not just, it surprised me, even Edwards being there. Yeah. I haven't watched Portuguese League, but I know he's a baller. Yeah. He did well in Champions League, you know, a while back, and I was thinking, you know, it's good to see him there. So it makes me, you know, always the star players are good, but I like getting the hidden gems. Anyone that's skillful and under the radar, Edwards would be the one I'd be picking up. And he'd probably be kind of cheap, so I like that, finding
affordable. We love a bargain, right?
Yeah, the hidden gems. Yeah. So, no, it's exciting. I'll definitely be picking up eventually.
TN, thinking back to FGS, which players do you think would sit alongside the regular legends?
Oh, now, this is where it gets very technical, because I know for a fact Hernandez is going to be in a lot of teams, like starting. That's 100%. The likes of, I love Gabriel, but I just don't see him starting ahead of the likes of Vieira and stuff. Diaby could come off the bench. Salah could come off the bench as well. I don't think he'd start ahead of the likes of R9, but I think Salah could do a fantastic job off the bench as well. I think those are like the main ones. People might decide to go with, I think with goalkeepers, it's all about preference. I've seen, like when I went on Monday, I saw people use Van der Sar, saw people use Trapp, saw people use Schmeichel. So it's all about preference. It's all about what you want as an individual. It's all about keepers doesn't really matter because it's just what you prefer. But I think for me, Hernandez is like the standout performer because he just does it all. Like it can't be underestimated how good he is on FIFA and in real life. But I think for a lot of teams, and I know maybe Nico, don't know, but I feel like Hernandez is going to be one of those main ones where you see the likes of Hullet, see Vieira, those are like the mainstays. I think Hernandez is going to be up there. Left backs can be a little bit down to preference as well. Some people like Mendy, but I would go with Hernandez. So I think he's going to be a mainstay, and then you might have the likes of Salah, Diaby just coming off the bench, wind down the clock, especially if they're winning by narrow margins. Because it's all narrow margins in FGS. It's all like 2-1, 3-2. It's never like a proper beatdown. And even if you are down like 4-0, people have brought it back to 4-4. We literally saw that on Monday, so anything's possible.
I think we're both guilty of overlooking Newcastle this time out with the fact that Trippier made the cut. Do we think we might see even more Newcastle players in the squad as we go along?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we actually overlooked them.
I don't know.
Bring out Almiron.
That's what I'm saying.
Bring him out soon.
He's been class.
We had Wilson recently.
Yeah, we had Wilson, I think it was last week.
Newcastle doing well.
So yeah, we're sleeping on them, man. I'll be real.
And when there's an informed set maximum, that's what I'm using.
Yeah.
That would be
I
a
bet
beautiful
that's
day.
that
would be a beautiful day.
So just before we move on, because I've got a very special challenge coming up for you before we wrap this show up, TN. What do you make of Team of the Week 8 in comparison to the previous weeks?
This one is up there with the one, not last week's one, but the one before. And I think it's going to show in the way people play Weekend League this week, just because they want Salah, they want Diaby, they want Hernandez, they want that Maddison, like they want Gabriel as well. But like that's how people are going to approach it. I think it's better than last week's one, just because it has more quality in terms of what people are looking for on FIFA in comparison to last week, where I think it had Mane and Wilson, but obviously Hernandez, like it kind of weighs itself out. So yeah, there's a lot more players to use in a more efficient way.
Is this? You mentioned earlier that last week was a little bit less sweaty than week 6. How sweaty is this week?